Hi everybody. We have in the studio today Mr. Roy Bonnell, CEO of Argex, and he's going to give us an update about their project right now. They have their pilot plan that's almost ready to go. They're just waiting for a couple of permits. So well, we'll let him talk about it. Mr. Bonnell, good day.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. And so you have your pilot plan you were talking to us before is almost ready to go. You're just waiting for a permit.
Absolutely. I was just actually out there this morning. Everything looks like it's ready to go. We're moving our 5 or 6 people out there permanently on Monday. So we're very, very close.
That's nice. And is that the plan that was at Salaberry? Is that the same thing? Is that
It's the same building. The building in Valleyfield, the Salaberry, it's an enormous building. It's a 300,000 square foot building. So it'll house not just our R&D center, but when it's ready and when it's built in 2015, it will house the industrial sized facility as well.
And it will also remain an R&D center.
Absolutely.
A laboratory.
There's a real synergy to having the two together.
Yeah. And so for the pilot plant, do you have all of the equipment you need already in there? Is that sufficiently equipped so far, or
pretty much? I think there's 1 or 2 small pieces of equipment that they're waiting for, but we're confident that in the next couple of weeks it'll be up and it'll be running well as expected.
What type of permit are you waiting for?
The permitting is almost all done. I understand they're waiting actually on a permit that the building requires, and it's really just a permit for the toilets. So I'm assuming that will be approved in Valleyfield.
But in the meantime, you could go next door.
It's a long, cold walk in the wintertime.
Okay. I saw you smiling when I asked the question. I was wondering
Sometimes
why.
you don't want to know the answer. So
Yeah. I didn't know the answer already, and so you have a very innovative technology. It's been validated by PPG, which is one of the biggest player in the States, with a stock in $175, something like that. Where is that symbol?
Yeah, it's the largest paint company in the world, and I think you're right. I think its stock has gone over the last year from about $100 to $175. So they've done very well.
Let me find it here somewhere. PPG. Oh, there. It's not there. So yeah, $178, and this stock kept climbing. So. And basically, it seems like there's lots of potential in that mineral. And so you have an order already of 25,000 ton, which is about half of the capacity of the future plant, the real one, not the pilot plant.
Well, don't forget we signed a purchase order as well with PPG earlier this summer. And now we've signed a LOI with one of the largest chemical distributors in the world for 25,000 tons. So a significant majority of that 50,000 ton plant.
What was the size of the one you told about, the PPG?
Well, PPG considers how much raw material it purchases and at what price, strategic information, so I can't share that with you.
Okay.
But it is from not just Argex's perspective, but I think from the industry's perspective, a significant amount of TiO2, where now, as I was saying, an important majority of our TiO2 on our first module will be spoken for.
So it's far from being just an idea. Like we know some other company that have pilot project that started right away, but in most cases they have no sales. And your real mill is not ready. You have just the pilot, but you're already accumulating sales for the plan, the real plan that's going to come up in 2 years from now, I guess.
Right. Selling the TiO2 has proven to be the easiest part of the project. We not only have room for one 50,000 ton module in Valleyfield, we probably have room for maybe a second, maybe even a third module as well. And right now TiO2 is selling for about or above $3,700 a ton in North America. So there seems to be a pretty strong demand for the product.
And what do you think is going to be your cost?
Well, as
Per ton?
we just recently completed our feasibility study. We announced the results of our feasibility study, and in the feasibility study, our cost per ton, net after byproduct credits, is less than $1,000 a ton.
Wow, that's $2,700 profit per ton. So that's a lot. It's almost 75%. So it should be easy to find the financing that you need to do the real mills. What is
Right.
going to cost like a couple of $100 million, certainly.
Yeah. So our feasibility study has the capex at $250 million. We think there's lots of room for opportunities to optimize that capex even further, as there is on the OpEx side as well.
At 50,000 ton, at $1,000 is 50 million. So at 2,000 it's 100 million, and at 27 it's almost 200 and I'd say in gross 225 million profit per year. So I mean you can reimburse a couple of loans with that kind of money.
Absolutely.
You would pay by yourself the mill in 2 years.
It's exciting math.
Yeah.
And it means that we don't have to dilute our shareholders any more than we have to. Remember, we're going to have equipment. Equipment is financeable, and with these type of margins, we should be able to support a significant amount of debt on the project.
Which is good news, because it's what everyone is afraid of when they have to
Absolutely.
build a mill, and talking about hundreds of millions on a non-proven project. It creates a lot of worries in the shareholders, but we don't see any worry at all in your own stock, which is a very nice support right now. And you're saying now that you don't expect to dilute the issue any shares?
Well, what I'm saying is that equity will be the last money in. Like everyone else, management is our shareholders, and we will make sure that we can do other types of financing before we turn to the equity market.
Okay, so your target is to try to get the money any other way than diluting the shareholders, actually, which is a good idea. And we have Walter here that says, what will Argex do while waiting for the permit and the end of the commercial agreement signed on October 22nd? This guy seems to know something. What's the agreement signed on October 22nd?
I think he's referring to the letter of intent that we signed with the chemical distribution company that we were talking about for the 25,000.
On the 25,000 ton.
Right.
Okay, but while still waiting the permit, I think you are expecting it for November?
I'm expecting it much quicker than that. As I said, it seems to be a minor sort of. I think it's a municipal issue, so I'm not too worried about that.
How much is this pilot plant will produce?
The pilot plant's going to produce about 30-40 kilograms a day once it's reinstalled in Valleyfield, which is significant enough for our purposes.
To prove that the concept works, because there is no money coming out of that. That 30 kilogram takes a long time to have a ton.
Well, we've been running the pilot plant in Mississauga for 2 years. We're very comfortable that the process works. What we want to do is we want to be able to provide our potential customers with product for testing. And that's really the most significant portion of what we're going to be doing with the product.
Your own product with your own concept, and just a reduced model of the big one, but they say what you see is what you get.
100%, and it also becomes an important de-risking tool for building the actual industrial size plant. It lets people who are going to be working on the industrial plant, first of all, train and understand the concepts on a smaller model.
Walter has another question. He's asking, is your pilot plan, are you planning other scalability tests soon, and when?
We're always testing, not only with our engineers and with the equipment vendors for the larger process, but also on our own plant. The 30 to 40 kilogram size represents a scale up from what we were running in Toronto, where we already scaled it up, I believe, 2 or 3 times. So we'll continue to test everything and de-risk everything before we get to our industrial size.
And in this process, do you have any form of residue or?
We do have a residue, but the residue is a non-toxic residue. So that is one of the items that sort of sets us apart from the other producers. The environmentally friendly nature of our process is also very attractive to an industry where the toxicity of the residue has been an issue for so many years.
We had other question in the other show that were saying about asking about if you where will you get the material, the raw material? Are you going to get it from Australia, or are you going to get it from the Quebec company that has some of that material, or from your own claim at Lac Brûlé?
We have so many choices.
Yeah.
Initially, under the terms of our feasibility study, we're taking it from Australia, which we can all agree is probably the farthest place on the planet from Montreal. So there are significant transportation costs associated within the future taking it from either our own deposits or from other sources in Quebec or elsewhere in the world.
Or from someone else's garbage.
Absolutely. We are able to use tailings that are often rich in ilmenite, especially in hard rock phosphates deposits, many of which we're seeing developed here in Quebec.
Yeah, and it's their tailing, so they don't even use that thing. And
they should pay me for taking it.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
Good, yeah.
But how much material you could you have in Adrian's tailing, let's say?
Well, we looked at the 2 leading phosphate deposits in Quebec that are being developed, which is Ariane and Arnaud.
Yeah.
Together, we estimate that they're going to be producing about 2 million tons of ilmenite per year in their tailings. To produce 50,000 tons of TiO2, we only need 125,000. So the potential is enormous.
So they could supply your mill with their tailing. That's what you say.
They could supply 10 of our mills.
10 of your mills. So why bringing it from Australia? All depend on the price you're going to get. It's already the end, Mr. Bonnell. We could speak about that for hours. It seems to be very interesting. You're advancing on your project. We wish you good luck, and I hope you're going to come back and to keep us update on your project.
It's a promise.
Thank you.
Thanks.